Hello, checking in with Mark Tufo's Zmb Fll-t. Mark Tufo, that's his name. Let's try not to forget it. On this zombie apocalypse novel, and this is chapters, kind of the other half of chapter 14, all the way to 18. And I definitely talk about that other half of the chapter 14 because that was following his Mike's wife Tracy and his daughter Nicole, on their cigarette run. Basically, what it turns into, they pull into a gas station and go in to raid the cigarettes. They encounter a zombie, and it turns out it's a zombie with big stripper tits and blonde hair. It's basically the best looking zombie there is, and it turns out that it is a woman that tried to get Mike to cheat with him, and we're given a whole ton of detailed information of that from Mike's point of view. Even though Mike isn't in the scene, this seems to be a pattern with Tufo, is that he keeps on jumping into point of view of characters that aren't even in the scene. So I don't know about that, but yeah, basically, she was like a co-worker of Mike's. Tried to seduce him, got him to come over to, in the end, come over like while Mike was having some marital difficulties with Tracy. They were having it together, I guess. And he said, "Oh, could you come over and help move something?" And he comes over, and she's in a sexy negligee. He walks in, sees it, goes, and then just turns around and walks away and does not look back, does not engage, because he knows if he engaged, he'd probably do something he regretted, because she is a gorgeous, gorgeous, hot woman. And indeed, he notes that he has a big erection as he gets into his car, and she's screaming at him like, "Oh, you're not going to reject me. You're going to regret this." And he even notes later that like he shared he told Tracy about this, though he didn't tell her about the erection. So it really is Mike's point of view on this story, and she does indeed get him um, tossed from his job and stuff like that. So in the end, Tracy gleefully does bash her brains in, um, you know, and gets her. So yes, we have that. Then we zip back, because both this and the sun scene were sort of flashbacks of what they were doing while Mike was off on his adventure. And they're back to, oh crap, Justin is all swollen up. Is he going to turn and stuff like that? And short news on that is he doesn't. He is okay. He makes it through. He's really haggard and beaten up, and we'll see how long that takes to recover from. But he's okay. Paul is really guilt-ridden over this. We have some kind of problems with POV again with Paul, and a bit of kind of telling and stuff like that. But Mike starts to go like from Paul's example of he knew that there was danger, but he kind of just ended up hunkering up in the house. He couldn't leave. And Mike starts looking around and thinking, like, well, crap. From his adventure getting the barbed wire, he knows that these zombies aren't dumb zombies. They have some higher reasoning thing, and that basically why they haven't attacked their gated community yet is because they've got eaten everything else, and they've basically got he has a sick feeling that zombies basically see them as a pen of basically delicious cattle, prime beef cattle, that they're going to then burst in on and eat at some point. That's convenient to them. And indeed, he gets together a meeting of the people. There's another asshole that he can kind of look good against, that Tim Tinkle. It's like, who he says he doesn't want to get into a pissing contest with. It's like, oh God. And tries to take a swing at him, and that doesn't go well for Tim Tinkle. But Yes, that, but he can't quite really convince them that, like, no, these are brainless zombies. They're sort of fixated on the whole movie zombie, but he has a sense that there's actually more going on, and he starts looking at ways to fortify his house, and indeed does a thing where he basically cuts off the stairs so that he can kind of pull up drawbridge if he needs to, and he looks at the kind of the electrical conduits, thinking, like, is there a tunnel thingy here? But it's like it's all full of stuff, so that doesn't seem to come to anything. And he talks to Alex, who is the carpenter guy, who, in a very kind of show not tell way, he says, he's a guy that I think I've become best friends with, and like I'd take a bullet for him, and stuff like that. It's pretty blunt storytelling, but it's like, it's a blunt story. And Alex is like, I don't know, my wife, because they made it in, and his wife was super traumatized. And it's like, I've actually got her settled in this house, and she's got people around her that she kind of likes. And it's like, look, and he's like, really, I want you to get close to me, because I think we're gonna have to get out of here quick. He has the sense. um, and then they get called over because there's something going on, and there's a whole crowd of people around the gates, and there's a single zombie. And yes, it's that female zombie that weirded him out from the beginning, that nodded at him, and that pulled off the head of Spitzel, the guy who cut and run, this zombie seems to have kind of did retributive justice for. And he's like, oh crap, I need to actually find out what the hell's going on. And he finds himself climbing over the fence because they won't open the fence for him. So he climbs over and he goes down. And it's almost like she's exerting her will at him. And she points at him, and then she points at the mountains, and she hisses, go, in kind of a thing. And she's like super gnarly gross, and she's got beetles and crap popping out of her. And he's like, me, just me, but I've got a family and all that. It's like, you just, it seems to be indicating it's just you, only you. And he's like, I can't do that. I mean, he loves his family. He felt horribly guilt ridden about Justin almost dying. It was like, I failed my family. And I mean, if there's something that actually I do kind of get for this, is that just that feeling of, you want to protect and provide for those that you love. That's something, as a, I guess, a lot of this dude bullshit I just don't take, but I guess there's that thing that I guess I do sort of buy into. It's a part of, it's hardwired into me as well. And so he's like, no, I can't. And and she somehow kind of makes him freeze, and she comes closer and closer, and then she kisses him, and he's just like, ugh, and he ends up falling to his knees, and whoa, like, and she gives him, I think she gives him tongue, I forget, and it's just like, and he finds it, and she's laughing. She's pulled the same joke on him that he pulled on Jed. So I guess all that gay panic had its payoff in that the zombie also has the same kind of crude sense of humor and kisses him, and he passes out. And that brings us up to starting chapter 19 next, which is what I will do next. But yeah, so it's a pretty crude, clunky story. It's I guess it's entertaining. I'm happy to see that the kind of that gay panic bullshit, I guess, had actually had a payoff that wasn't more gay panic. It's more zombie panic, I guess. So yes, Mark Tufo's Zmb Fallout. That's my check-in for this segment of it. All right, more videos later.